Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Welcome, Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. You saw right there my other guest. He's going to walk in. He's making a big entrance. My guest is making a huge entrance today. And see, it's basketball season, so folks like to make the gigantic big entrance, and that's what Scott McElravy is going to do here. He's going to be coming in here in just a moment, a gigantic entrance and make everybody pleased and that kind of thing. We're starting, well, it's basketball season coming up, as football season ended on Saturday for Fairfield with some controversy. The Flora Wolves continue on. They'll be playing this Saturday again in Flora, and isn't that going to be a great one to watch? We hope you get a chance to get to that and watch it yourself. But you're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Cats TV. I do appreciate you tuning in this afternoon here on Tuesday, November 4th. Basketball season is coming up. This interview with Scott today is just the first of three, maybe four, that I have set up. Well, I have three set up. I've got some waiting on. I'm waiting on word back on the fourth or fifth coaches. As we're going to talk with Scott McElravy today, and then get a chance to chat with Jason Hanson of Flora, new coach at Flora, and then a chance to talk to Pete Cocklisher from Salem. He'll come over, and we'll do all that in the next few days. But thank you very much. I appreciate you folks tuning in. Let's tell you a few things going on in and around our area here on this gorgeous Tuesday, November 4th. I'm going to give you Tuesday as well as Wednesday information today. Over in the Clay County Health Department, they are sponsoring a basic budgeting workshop. Do they even teach basic budgeting? I know they used to have home economics in school that would teach budgeting, but I'm not sure that the curriculum may have changed at some of the high schools. But this is a basic budgeting workshop. It's a free workshop. It'll be from 9:30 until 10:30 this morning, and then Thursday, November 20th, from 4 to 5 in the conference room at the Clay County Health Department. Attendance is not required both days, and RSVPs are not required, so you just show up and have some fun. Every family will receive budgeting materials, as well as a calendar, an envelope system, and a smart money jar. That's presumably different from a curse jar, but a smart money jar. There you go. So yeah, that is today at 9:30 at the Clay County Health. 9:30 says here till 10:30. Okay, and then 4 to 5 on the November 20th. So pick one and you'll learn how to budget. Blood drive going on this afternoon at the Topless, into Topless. It's sponsored by T-Town, the high school, Topless High School. However, it'll be held at the Topless Banquet Hall. That's on South Pearl Street. You just turn there at the flashing red light in T-Town. Turn south at that flashing red light, and it'll take you right to it. For an appointment, it's a Red Cross blood drive. So give them a call at 1-800-RED-CROSS or 800-733-2767 or visit redcrossblood.org, redcrossblood.org. What you need to do, you'll save up to 15 minutes when you donate blood using the Rapid Pass. So you go online to redcrossblood.org, you see the Rapid Pass thing, click on that, and you'll be able to you'll set up your appointment already, presumably, but then you'll set up your history. You won't have to answer history questions. It takes it cuts a lot of time out, and it's a very efficient way to go. What else is going on here on the 4th? Up in Effingham County at Shumway. The Shumway Freedom House Food Pantry will be open today. Of course, with the issues going on with the SNAP stuff, folks might need a little bit extra help. The food pantry distribution is today. It's again from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Also, folks can start signing up for Locker Blessings, hosted at Shumway's location in December. So all kinds of different ways that if you have food insecurity, which a lot of people have, and it's not a bad thing to have, except you don't want to be hungry. You want to make sure everybody gets fed well. What else is going on here on Tuesday, November 4th? From 4 till 5:30 this afternoon, up in Effingham at the Family Mental Health Support Center, they offer a bi-monthly discussion group led by the Reverend Carol Johnson. Now, there's no charge to participate. Study guides are provided. The historical drama introduces Jesus and the calling of his disciples. Meets at the FMHS office, which is just across from the Effingham Daily newspaper office. Of course, Family Mental Health Support, that's a nonprofit nonprofit grassroots organization. Also this week, how about on Wednesday, November 5th, live music for you. Recurring every Wednesday, the Poss Music Works put it on there at the Village Wine and Spirits. This is the first Wednesday of the month. You know what that means. That means it's time for the big full band will be there. If I enjoy a fun night of live music featuring the full band open mic starting at 7:30. So if you have written a song, we're going to sing a song. If you know what key it's in, you go up there, you tell the band, hey, look, I've got this thing going. I think we can we can knock this thing out. It's going to sound great. And go out there and just enjoy. The Bill Poss does a great job putting this on. So that's, again, at the Village Wine and Spirits. That's a 109 South Banker in Effingham. What else going on today, folks? This is National Candy Day. On November 4th, folks celebrate the sweet holiday, National Candy Day. Candies have a long history of attracting folks with their bright colors and delightful flavors, also come in a variety of fun shapes and sizes. In the late 13th century, the Middle English folks first began using the word candy, borrowed from the old French word sucre candi. It is derived in turn from Persian kwand and kwandi, which means cane sugar in Persian, I guess. People use the term candy as a broad category. You can see there you've got looks like a bunch of peanut M&Ms along with lollipops and I don't know what all else up there. Here you've got cookies even. I don't know if you could call cookies candy, but a bunch of looks like gummy worms and lollipops and all kinds of different candy you've got going there. Sugar was not always readily available, so instead people made the first candies from honey. Candy makers created coated nuts, fruits, and flowers with honey. This method preserved the flowers and nuts and created forms of candy. Today we still create these confections, but typically use them as a garnish. Originally a form of medicine, candy calmed the digestive system and cooled a sore throat. At that time, combined with spices and sugar, candy only appeared in the purses and the dishes of the very wealthy. By the 18th century, however, the first candy came to America from Britain and France. At the time, people made the simplest form of candy from crystallized sugar, rock candy. Easiest candy. I think I've made rock candy years and years and years ago. At the time, let's see, however, even though the most basic form of sugar was considered a luxury back then and attainable by the wealthy, but since 1979, the world has produced more sugar than it can be sold, so making candy very attainable and cheap. Some big milestones in the inventions of candy. Oliver Chase invented and patented the first candy press in America in 1847, and then confectioners began using a revolving steam pan to assist in boiling sugar in 1851. Following that, in 1897, William Morrison and John C. Wharton from Nashville invented the first cotton candy machine. At the time, the fluffy puffs of sponge sugar, what do you think they're called? Instead of cotton candy? Fairy floss. That makes sense. It's like tooth fairy floss, I guess. So yeah, how about that? What's the oldest candy company in the United States? It's in Salem, Massachusetts. Ye Old Pepper Company started in 1806 when Mary Spencer arrived in Salem after a shipwreck. She began peddling a rock candy called Salem Gibraltar. Incidentally, the first candy sold commercially in the United States. From her church, her son sold the company to John William Pepper in 1830, and then in the early 20th century, it was bought by somebody else. However, it's still operated by the same family, the Birkinshaws. What does M&M stand for? Mars and Maury. Forrest Mars started the Mars and Maury Candy Company, and then with William Murray, the president of the Hershey Company, they got together and worked that out. So, all right, a lot of stuff on Candy Day. What else is going on this week on November 5th? National Stress Awareness Day. Wait a minute, I got that out of order. How about that one? National Stress Awareness Day, the first Wednesday in November every year. This is everyone has stress. Some stress is good for folks. It helps folks respond to changes in life. Stress is our body's way of protecting itself from harm. However, too much stress causes harm and can hurt relationships as well as your health. It's important to identify the stressors impacting the physical and mental health in your life. Sometimes health problems are the cause, but that's not the only cause. Here's where'd it go? There it is. 6 ways to relieve workplace stress. You know what your job tasks are. Focus on what you can control. Also, eat well. You have to have proper nourishment to help you perform at your best. Take a break, hourly mini breaks during which you stretch. Your shoulders, your back, and neck can provide physical stress relief. Be realistic and communicate. Don't promise to do more than you can handle. Talk with your friend or family member and work about the issues that cause you stress. Take a deep breath from time to time. Inhale through your nose, counting to 4, then pause for a second and gently exhale while counting to 4. I got to tell you, I guess that seems to make sense, but it's kind of difficult in November when the leaves are falling to the ground and all the the pollen is in the air, the leaves are falling. It just makes it more and more difficult to get a good deep breath. Kind of stinks. Probably ought to do some kind of more anti-allergen stuff, but you do what you can. What else is today? I think you've seen it. National Donut Day. This is the one of 2 National Donut Days in the United States, celebrated in the United States. It's on November 5th. The other one is the first Friday in June. The other day, donuts steal the bakery case. History disputes, that's why there's 2 days. History disputes the origin of the donut. One theory suggests Dutch settlers brought donuts to North America, much like they brought other traditional American desserts. They do receive credit for such desserts as apple pie, cream pie, and cobbler, but donut shapes are as varied as their history. Was the original donut round? If so, American Hanson Gregory laid claim to inventing the ring-shaped donut in 1847 while working on board a lime trading ship. Only 16 at the time, Gregory claims he punched a hole in the center of dough on the ship's tin pepper box. Later, he taught the technique to his mother. Traveling further back in time, you can look at the English cookbook. According to Paul Mullins, an 1803 volume included donuts in the the appendix of American recipes. So that puts it all the way back to 1803. But a more commonly cited first written recording of the word is Washington Irving's reference to donuts in 1809 in his History of New York. He described balls of sweetened dough fried in hog's fat. The author called them donuts. Today, these nuts of fried dough are called donut holes. I don't know. I'm not sure which one to go with, to tell you the truth. I just know that why pick one? Since they've got two donut days of the year, may as well just go ahead with both of them. I don't care. What do you want to see on television today, ladies and gentlemen? NBA basketball. Tonight, the Sixers are at the Bulls. That's on Chicago Sports Network, channel 353. Also at 7 o'clock tonight, the Bucks are at the Raptors. That's on NBC. And at 10 o'clock on Peacock, the Oklahoma City Thunder face the Clippers. That also on Peacock. Yeah, that's on Peacock. Oklahoma City at the LA Clippers on Peacock. NHL hockey, the Blues are playing. Boy, the Blues are just stinking on ice this year, aren't they? Wow. Edmonton Oilers at St. Louis. That'll be on FanDuel, channel 370, 7:30 this evening. NBA or NCAA basketball, it's back. It'll be here for 5 months. NCAA basketball goes a long time. I think the Final Four is on April. Is that 5 or 6 months? 5 months. April 4th or April 6th and 8th. Wow. NCAA basketball tonight. The Aces are at Purdue. The Big Ten Network has a triple header. That's on channel 358 at 5:30. Aces at the Boilermakers. Boilermakers #1 in the country. Then you've got the Robert Morris Colonials at Iowa, and then at 7:30, and at 9:30 it's the Hawaii Rainbows at the Oregon Ducks. And finally, the Texas Longhorns play Duke on ESPN, channel 360 at 7:45. I swear McElravy is coming. He'll be here in just a second. We'll get the show on the road, as I want to make sure he hasn't told me he's not coming. So he'll be here. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey, back right after this. Stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, folks. Bruce Dickey here with Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you also for tuning into Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. You can find it here daily at 9 a.m. and at 1 p.m. Talk about all kinds of different subjects. People, interesting folks in the community, community events coming up, just all kinds of stuff that will matter to you. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks a lot. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
My grandfather, Carol Rush, opened Rush Appliance in October of 1949. This is Sean Rush, and I am driven by the same determination and commitment to quality that has set us on the road to success. A lot has changed in the appliance industry since 1949, but at Rush Appliance, we're doing everything we can to remain trusted, strong, and competitive. We are extremely proud of our roots, and we look forward to providing you with quality and service at Rush Appliance and Furniture Company in downtown Fairfield.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
I think I hear him. I think I hear it. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in today, as this is our start of the discussion of the high school basketball season coming up. The Black Diamond Conference East champions were the Fairfield Mules in 2024-25. And they are looking forward to 2026, seeing what they can do with the upcoming year. Actually, I thought I heard him, but maybe I didn't hear. Scott McElravy will be here any moment. I'm just going to try to vamp here until he steps in, because I was barely able to get Scott up here. He had about a 2-hour break in his calendar today. And where he will have like open practice, I think at 5:30 or something like this, as I'm shooting this on Monday afternoon, around 4 o'clock, a little after 4 o'clock now. As I don't know where he is. Let's see. I know he's coming though. He said he was. That's the thing. When you do these things live, sometimes you get into this kind of a situation. Fairfield had a heck of a year last year, as they finished up the season 20-13. They were the champions in the Black Diamond Conference. There you see what the conference looked like over last season. The Hamilton County Fox is finishing just behind them at 8-2 in the conference. Boy, Hamco, they are a young team last year, and they're going to be a very tough customer over the course of this season as well. Then you have Edwards County at 21-10, same record as Hamilton County, but Hamilton County had the better record in conference. Carmi 5-5 coming back. Carmi had a down year or so, and it doesn't take too long. There you see Flora with the 9-22 and Phil Leaves last season, 2-8 in conference play. We'll have Jason Hansen here on the show in a few days to talk about the Flora Wolves and their upcoming season, plus the El Dorado Eagles. El Dorado, of course, coming off that just lost year of 23 and 24, and they've got a new coach last year, and trying to put things back together. I tell you what, I can't get over the amount of mishigas, I guess would be the Yiddish term for what happened down at El Dorado whenever they had their whenever the kid got elbowed in the face at the El Dorado tournament. That's something you've all seen if you pay attention to high school basketball, and if you're on Twitter and on Facebook, whenever the young man from El Dorado elbowed the kid in the face at the El Dorado Holiday Tournament, that basically turned the entire entire El Dorado athletic department on its ear. So who knows how long that kind of thing takes. They lost an entire class of kids didn't go out for basketball because they didn't like how the coach got treated, and they hope they have it back in order for this season, and I think they do. I think they've worked on it, and they've got things turning in the right direction, like you see. And then when you look at Flora, speaking of, with the retirement of Phil Lieb, Phil's last couple of years just weren't as successful as he'd have liked to had to go out on, and that's the kind of thing that occasionally happens when you have somebody who is getting close to retirement age, and I'm not saying anything. I don't want to sound like I'm saying anything bad about Phil, because I'm not. But occasionally, the kids perceive potentially that we're just on a coast, and that kind of thing can cause. Well, it can cause stuff to go downhill. I tell you what, let's do. We're going to take another quick break. We'll come back, and we'll see if we haven't gotten Coach McElravy here back right after these.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local hand-cooked tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Cooper.
And I am Stacey Earlywine, and together we host By the Way with Beth and Stacey.
It airs Monday through Friday on Wabash Channel 100 at 11 a.m. and again at 3 p.m.
We love to follow Clay County history, and we've been venturing out too in other counties. We absolutely love history.
You can also find us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is By the Way with Beth and Stacey, or like and follow us on Facebook.
I thought I was doing good.
You're doing great.
Well, not helping you out. So I'm good.
We're doing great. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott McElravy here. So I'm going to switch over to this camera. How about that?
Yep.
We'll be on it.
Okay.
So scoot in a little bit. And be
I can do that. I can.
I don't mean to make you feel uncomfortable.
Oh, we're good.
I'm not going to make too much fun of you for being late.
We're here. Go Illini, go Mules.
I got to tell you, I think he's on European time. Okay,
Yeah.
Because I wanted to spend the first 10 minutes talking to you about your European trip. I want to hear, did you go over there and recruit any basketball players from Scotland?
So Scotland would be great in terms of bringing that back, maybe some, definitely golfers, and maybe rugby players. But not basketball.
Not basketball.
Not that I could see. No, it was great.
Scott went to Scotland this summer.
did.
Took the family, took the boys.
I did. Had some friends.
And tell me what the boys think of going over there to Scotland and playing golf. I can't imagine. They had to be unlike anything they'd ever seen.
So when can we go back? Was the first question. It's unlike, just a totally different experience. If you're a golfer and the term old course is, where they play, like all the greats have played, and we got to play that. It's just a really neat place. You can't reproduce that here. You just
Really,
can't.
what makes it so different? Other than it being 500 years old or whatever.
Yeah, the age, the prestige. here a lot of the nicer courses, like if I want to go play at Augusta National, I can't do that unless I know somebody.
Yeah.
And then there's only certain months of the year you can play over there. You apply. I mean, you pay your money, and then you get to play. I mean,
will they let you play anytime?
now not anytime, no.
But any time of the year. That's a.
It is.
Because they don't have a ton of snow, even though
they don't have a ton of snow. I think it is open I think it's open all 12 months, but obviously the winter months, even over there, are more windy. You're playing in 30s and 40s temperature wise. That would not be my cup of tea.
And windy. I hadn't even.
Yeah, windy is understating it. Yeah.
How bad was the wind? Because there's no forests up there.
Not many, and of course you're playing like a couple of the courses we played were on the
on the ocean.
Yeah, which was really neat. It was in the 20s. Probably it was benign for that area. Now, when you go in July, it doesn't rain a lot. That's the least month in terms of rain, and then also the wind is usually down some.
How'd you shoot?
So
how'd the team shoot? There were 8 of you over there. Did anybody shoot real well?
Well, Noah was the best by far of our 8.
Noah is the best by far of your 8.
He was. But everybody had. I think everybody played well on a certain course. I think my best score was on the old course, which was really neat. I think his was too. Most of our guys were that way. It was. I could talk on this for a long time.
Was it a once of a life? I was going to say you want to do it again. It sounds like
once. Yeah. So we thought, hey, this will be a once in a lifetime thing, but we really want to go back in about 3 or 4 years. So Ethan would be getting close to being done with college and stuff, and so then that way. Both those two can pay for a little more than they did the last time.
Well, that's good. All right, let's move. I'm gonna move back. I'm gonna move off of that. Let's get back to the Mules, and then I want to talk about Ethan and Noah.
Sure.
When they were done, because they're because of what they've been doing in college. That's pretty cool to me. Tell me about last year's Mules. I've already showed this. They finished up winning the conference again, back in the winner's circle.
Yeah.
You must be happy to be back. In the winner's circle.
Obviously, we weren't picked to win.
No.
I thought we could. I wasn't afraid of any of those teams, and we had to kind of reconfigure our team before the season started.
You kind of did it in the middle. Well, you did it before the season, but you kind of did it in the middle of the year.
And then we did it again, because then we lost Owen there in January with his ailments, and that group of 4 kids, seniors, along with the others, just kind of came together. Our schedule's brutal. And it was kind of right after the Carmi tournament there, where we just went on a big run. That's where we got back through, and we kind of knew that if we were going to win the conference outright, we were going to have to go 5-0 on the second time around, and we did. Just a great group to be around. And then, we ended up getting a regional at our place. We beat a good Marshall team in the semifinals.
Here's the final of the regional against to Topless. And that was about as close a game as you'd want to see, wasn't it?
That brought chills just seeing that, because I know how loud the place was.
It was
the Mule Barn was electric that night. Our crowd was excellent, and when you play T-Town, they're going to bring their whole town.
They bring the whole.
I think that was their 12th, 14th, something like that regional in a row. I don't know what it was. We kind of they beat us pretty good at the Capital Classic, and they should have. We were young and inexperienced, and once again, they're T-Town. Utmost respect for them, but we were really hoping to get another chance at them, and. Like I said, we had to beat a good Marshall team there in the semifinals. They had 20-some wins, and they were seated above us.
I never got the chance to ask you, what'd you think about working from the the east or the south bench?
It was
south bench. It's kind of strange.
It was different. So I think that was kind of T-Town based too. They wanted at least half the gym, because our fans. They sat here, there, and everywhere. It's kind of like church. They all have their same seat that they sit.
Yeah.
And I know probably the most.
There's about a quarter of the gymnasium is usually the Fairfield fans leave alone. Yeah. About a quarter of a gym for the other fans.
And I think notably out of all those, my mother-in-law, she's like, I'm not giving up my seat. And that happened to be right in the T-Town student section. So I'm like, all right, Brendan, you're probably going to want to move. reluctantly she did.
She moved over back behind you, didn't she?
I think so.
Yeah.
But it was great. I mean, you always want to, when you get beat at the end, if you don't win the state championship, you want to get beat by somebody that you can say, well, they're better than us. We just, and you want to know that you gave it your very best. You were playing your best at the end, which I think we were. And we were just that far from eking it out. And
it was like 50-49 final.
They beat us by one, and they ended up winning sectionals. They won 2 more games after that. Both their games, I think, at sectionals went overtime. And then they go down to supers, and they're playing Belleville Altoff that has, they were loaded. And they were tied with them at the end of the third quarter, and I'm sitting there thinking, they beat us by one. They beat us by one. So
had them on the
super
ropes.
proud of the kids last year.
You're talking about last year's kids. Here's your little postseason.
That was great.
I found that online. Yep. There are 4 kids in this one who are no longer with the team, aren't they? Justice Dag there, and who? What are the other seniors that you lost?
So Justice and we call him BK, Brayton Robertson, Callan Miller, and then my son Ethan.
Yeah.
Great seniors there.
Do you have most of the underclassmen coming back? What's the team looking like for this season?
So all those guys are coming back.
Okay, good.
The one starter we have is Jake Easton. He's he started the last couple of years, so he's going to have a lot bigger role this year. He'll have to kind of slide over and do a little bit more of the point guard role this year since Justice isn't around. But then we have a big group of juniors.
I tell you what, let's take a quick break. We'll come back, talk to juniors, and then we'll talk more about the rest of the conference and what's going on.
We can do it.
That's Scott McElravy. I'm Bruce Dickey. We'll be back right after these. Stick around.
When Justin, a local volunteer firefighter, needs one of the department's trucks serviced, he calls Cam, whose repair company keeps everything rolling. In turn, Justin helps keep Cam and all of the community safe. Together, they support each other. And Wayne White Electric Cooperative supports them and every member with safe and reliable power. It's why REMCs exist. And together, it all works.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Yes.
Hey, folks, welcome back here to a Big Talk with Bruce Dickey, talking here with head coach Scott McElravy of the Fairfield High School boys basketball team. And we were just talking about has the IHSA ever apologized to you?
No, I don't think so.
I guess they have now. They've apologized to the entire school.
That's a great question. I need to think about it. There's been a couple times I felt like they should have, but it's okay. I mean,
You get the Fairfield. We're giggling a little bit and shouldn't be, because there's a lot of kids that are hurt. And the Fairfield football team went down in controversial fashion on Saturday. There's nothing we can do about it. Nothing anybody really can do about it right now.
No.
But the thing is, you're going to get a lot of those kids back for basketball, aren't you?
I am. They need to take a little time off, hopefully, and just kind of get bodies right, minds right. But we're looking forward to having everybody and seeing everybody.
You mentioned Jake Easton was your only senior starter coming back. What half a dozen kids are we going to be thinking about for starting spots next year?
So we actually have 3 seniors. We have him and Keegan Downen and Lane Robson. Lane played a little bit for us last year there towards the end in spot minutes. Keegan was JV guy. And then we have a bunch of juniors. We had Braken Cavacci out there some. Austin Greaves started playing some. We had that spell there of 2.5 weeks. Yeah, Owen Gruen's back and hopefully better than ever. Where we had to play some of those juniors because we were so sick around that North Clay, Cumberland time. Ashton King played a little bit. Oh, boy, it was horrible for us. And then let's keep going. Cruz Wells, Cooper Berg, River Wise, all those JV guys from last year. Andrew Hutchinson, we have a big group of juniors.
They've all moved from sophomores to juniors for the most part. So you've got a big load of juniors. Got any sophomores coming up?
So we did have a transfer this year, and he'll be with us. He'll play some varsity minutes this year, too, and that's Harv Kaiser from Sisney.
A sophomore.
As far as the varsity roster, that's probably it, but then we'll see from there. But we probably have 9 or 10 kids that can play some minutes for us this year.
Have you been throwing a bunch of Cheerios and fruit and Special K at Owen Gruen? How's he? I know they think they've figured out his chest issue, correct?
Well, I think so. He still has some episodes, so you'll see him at times. He may have to take a break, but when he's right, which he was really good. He was one of the best players on the floor, no matter who we played this summer.
Yeah.
When he's right, he's good. And
has he gotten taller?
He's probably 6'4", 5 now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you got some pretty good size then.
We got some decent size. Like I told
Lane
somebody,
Robson's pretty good size.
He's probably about 6'2". Lane's favorite thing about the summer basketball is you can't foul out in most things. So he loves that. Love Lane. He's a very aggressive guy.
And Harv's a big kid too.
He is. Yep. And Braken's a very springy, jumpy guy. Ashton King's grown a little bit. He's had a great cross-country season. He's still going. Kudos to those guys and girls for making it to state, both teams. So we've got a little bit of height this year. Yep.
Does it... It's surprising. It's kind of the kids that you've been expecting to be getting taller are kind of catching up, aren't they?
Well, you hope so. A little bit. Jokingly, Braken always wants to be as tall as his dad, and
he's got work to do.
Well, he does, but I'll say this: I bet his dad didn't jump like Braken did.
No, I suspect not.
He's a great kid too. We have a really good, fun group. We had a really fun summer. Started out kind of slow, but then we finished up really well. So they've got good expectations.
The Mules have really built up a reputation in the BDC, haven't they? When you win 6 out of the last 8 championships, or 9 out of the last 12, or whatever it is. How many what is the number? It's close to that, isn't it?
I don't know how. I think total we've won 10. And one of them may have been when I was an assistant.
Well, here's your career. Did you realize that you have the highest winning percentage of any coach at Fairfield other than Larry Odom?
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
He had some really good players.
You've got, if you go back, Tim Pearson's like 560.
Yeah.
Then Jim Miller's the same. There's 3 or 4 of them with a 560 winning percentage, and you've now with the last two seasons been able to catch up and pass those guys. Did you know back in 2005, 2006
no.
you were going to be here through 25, 26?
No, absolutely not.
21st year.
No. And then, I don't know, it just kept going, and then once once Noah got into junior high, I was thinking, there's some good kids.
Yeah, there's
here.
about 7 or 8 years
and
still.
and that was important. And then Ethan, honestly, with him, didn't know he was going to even play when he was in junior high. He played, but he just kind of,
that's got to be a thrill to,
my gosh.
coach your kids.
And each of them were different in their own way, but yet so easy to coach. Just like those other seniors last year. I mean, I feel like we've got a group this year that are much the same. I mean, we always set a goal to I don't know however many wins we had there. A lot of those other years we finished second.
Yeah.
And we had 3 or 4 seconds in there too.
Right.
Because I know Camden's and McGuire and those guys year, that 22 and 12 team, we were second to Hamco.
Well, you look back all the way.
We were second in 23, 24.
Well, you can look
yeah.
back all the way to the Cessna teams back at the start at 05, 06, and 06, 07. You weren't winning the conference back then.
No, we
won.
were
very close.
So the 2006 and 7 team was different in that we didn't win conference, but yet we won the El Dorado tournament and a regional.
Yeah.
And then both of those are hard to do.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's been fun. It really has.
The one you're looking at this, and I got to bring it up because it's 5 years have passed. It can't. The regret has got to be there for the COVID season, but the 17-2 team, that was going to be quite special, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Did you ever think about that, or is it just way past?
No, you don't want to think about it. It kind of made you think about it a little bit this weekend when our football team, lost the way they did.
Controversial fashion.
Yeah, because they should have won, and everybody knows they should have won.
Right.
And that team, they're the only 2 teams that beat us in that 3.5 week schedule or whatever it was. Centralia, who was a really good 3A team, and Mount Carmel, who was number 2, I believe, that year in 2A.
I haven't had a chance. Well, I've looked at your schedule and I didn't print it. I'll make sure I print you a copy before we leave.
Yeah.
Because we're doing about a half a dozen or 7 or 8 of your games this year. Anybody funky on the schedule this year? I mean, I know in past years you've kind of moved out beyond trying to load up and get tougher teams. Did you do that this year? Not quite to the same extent, did you?
Well, we did. It's the same teams are there. I mean, Benton's still good. They just don't have Dr. Tedeschi.
Right.
Alney's still really good. They just don't have Chase Travis or some of those guys.
They have a gigantic
Casey Tolman.
Kids. Yeah, gigantic Tolman kids.
Yeah. Lawrenceville is very good. They're going to be probably. I mean, there were a lot of 1A teams when they saw that Lawrenceville dropped to 1A that they're like, oh no, because Lawrenceville is going to be good.
How's that affecting you, by the way, the adjustment? Now you've got Effingham in 2A, you've got Salem in 2A. Olney's the one that basically didn't drop.
No, Olney dropped 2.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
They didn't in volleyball. I'm kind of surprised they didn't in basketball.
Pretty sure they did for us.
I'm not sure. I don't
know. That's the thing when somebody talks about schedule this and that. I mean, we're a small 2A team now. I mean, because we're 435 kids or whatever we are, our number goes up to almost 700 kids now for 2A.
And I suspect then that like Flora and Carmi might have dropped to A as well.
They're all 2A barely.
Are they?
Yeah, and honestly, Carmi rose up. I mean, they're not a ton behind us. I think they're at 380 or so. The 2 teams on our side that are really close to 1A are Hamilton County and El Dorado.
Hamilton County be a load in 1A.
Yeah, some years they'd be all right, yeah.
We'll take a quick break here with Scott McElravy back after these.
This is Christy, inviting you to wrap yourself in lasting luxury at Carnaby Square. We specialize in one-on-one customer service, high quality, head-turning, on-trend fashions, footwear, accessories, and a complete line of Brighton leather goods and jewelry. If you want to nix fast fashion and invest in a true-to-size, ethically manufactured wardrobe that you'll wear for years, it's time to treat yourself at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Talking here with Scott McElravy, head coach of the Fairfield High School boys, the Mules down there at Fairfield. And you won the conference last year. You go in with that. I'm assuming that's got to be a goal you put up on the chalkboard every year.
Every year for us. Yeah, we feel like we should be. It's a really down year if we're not in those couple teams in the top.
What's the conference look like? You got a new coach at Flora.
New coach at Flora, Coach Hansen. Yeah, he's been around. You know, I've coached a game against him when it was in Neoga. I've coached a game against him
at T-Town, probably.
At Casey. I've coached a game against him at T-Town. Yeah, so he's been around. Yeah, he knows what's going on.
Well, that's the thing, Coach Hansen's teams always. Boy, I remember they like to play a good, hard defense, and they like to get the ball toward the hoop in a hurry, don't they?
He can play different styles of offense, but yeah, defensively, that old McLeansboro man-to-man, like he's very big on the fundamentals and expectations and that sort of thing. So
over at Edwards County, they got second place last year. Coach Schneider has a lot of Schnicker. I mean, has a ton of juniors coming back.
Yeah, I think they'll be one of the top teams. You know, when you got Connor, you got the quarterback from their team this year. Names escape.
Well, you got Dardine will play, won't he, or something?
I don't know. Duncan. Yeah.
Yeah, Jax Duncan,
yeah. Yep. They're going to have a nice team, and then especially, they play.
Cash Connor's always a lot of fun to watch. You're talking
they play in a 2A conference, and so then they get a drop down for regionals for 1A. They could cause some problems.
Carmi, what are we expecting out of Coach Wolf?
They lost a lot. I mean, they lost almost their whole team, so they'll be rebuilding a little bit. Yeah.
When you look, I was talking earlier before you got here about what they've been dealing with at El Dorado since the tournament a year and a half ago. Have they been able to get Humpty Dumpty put back together again? Maybe not to the extent they want to. But.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know that coach is trying, and they've got some players back from last year. I think they did have one move to Harrisburg, but they've got 2 or 3 starters back, so they'll be okay. But yeah,
they just had everything fall apart at such a
really tough.
Snowball. Yes. Just became a bigger and bigger snowball.
Very tough. Yep.
One of the things I know all the fans around this area really look forward to is the Lawrence County Capital Classic, and the Mules have been in there now for 30 years or more, I believe.
Yeah, before I was the head coach.
Yeah, I think maybe late 80s or something.
Maybe Aaron Book's senior year. We're going back with names there, Coach Book's brother.
So they have been. You've always kind of contended, and that hey, if you win 2 out of 4, that's not a bad start to the season. That is such a loaded tournament.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that tournament.
Well, so we're at Red Hill again this year with the hosts, and they have quite a few kids back on that team. The Ash kid, the point guard, is pretty good. Then we play T-Town in our second game. And then we finish in our pod of 4 teams with Mount Carmel.
Red Hill, T-Town, and Mount Carmel.
Nothing easy there.
Hey,
and then on the other
you're
side,
missing Lawrenceville.
Well, so the other side, honestly, is probably weighted a little heavier because Lawrenceville's going to be really good. Lincoln's a 3A school. They just ran through teams there last year.
Salem went 16 and 15, a 3A school last year.
Yep, and then Olney on the other side. So it's not easy at all.
At what point will this become the old NEC tournament? I mean,
they have tried for years. Flora's coming in next year. Carmi has always
just said no.
But
Flora's taking the place of Vincennes.
Yes.
So it'll be basically T-Town and the NEC.
Yes. Yeah. It would be really neat, I think, to have all those teams in, but I just don't think it'll ever happen.
Well, you see, now that's
not my time anyway.
Well, that's the thing. Whenever you started coaching, you did coach a little bit junior varsity in the old NEC.
I did.
And even though it's 22 years down the road right now, I'm talking about it, but I'll hear a ton of people just talking about how the old NEC was such fun.
And the bad thing is now, if I gave a quiz question tomorrow in class, or even waited until the first day of basketball and say, hey guys, write down the 8 teams that were in the NEC, they probably wouldn't know. They would probably guess Carmi. They may guess, whoever. That's the bad thing about that.
Yeah.
You wish it was preserved a little better because, that conference was around for, 80 plus years?
Yeah, it was over 80 years.
I always knew as
29
a player, in high school, if we won a regional, we were either going to play T-Town, St. Anthony, or probably an NEC school.
Lawrenceville or Mount Carmel.
Or you guys, or Flora, or whoever.
Well, we played you. Played you guys. It's fascinating. Okay, let's move. Just very little time here. How is what do you think, Brad Underwood at Illinois, getting even more European?
Yeah,
I love it.
It's really cool. I think it'd take a little while to learn some names. I think I'd get some nicknames for those guys.
Yeah.
It's gonna be neat. I think they're gonna start off maybe a little slower than they like, just because they had a couple guys that got injured.
Yeah.
Like their point guard's still not back. The California transfer, Stojakovic, still not 100%.
Ty Rogers out for
He's
months.
out. Yeah. They did a commercial where they had 4 of those guys in a row that pronounced their name, and then Ty came in next and said, Ty Rogers. It was really good, if you understand, what that's all about. But
well, that's a ton of fun. Now, do you still have, I know Noah was a manager up there for a long time.
Yep.
Is Ethan, he's going to school up there, is he going to try to get into that business as well?
Change of gear here, he's with the ladies.
Oh, is he?
Yes, and loves it.
No kidding.
Coach Green is awesome. She's building a great program. He loves it. He said the coaches and players are great.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, so I might be able to tell you a little more about the ladies here coming up.
You've got 30 seconds.
They've not been very good over the years, but it's kind of like the football team. They're really building something.
I know they're not ranked. I saw that they're not ranked.
They're really, really young.
Is that right?
Because they lost 4 or 5 of their starters.
They lost the gal who Hummer Accounts just got engaged to, right?
Yep.
And she was scored like 15.
She was one of the main ones, along with one of their big girls, Kendall Bosick, who I think was like a 3-year starter for him.
How does Ethan enjoy college? This is his first 6 months at it.
He's doing good.
First time. Where is Noah, by the way?
So Noah, as life can give you a 360, he lives in the town that I hated as a kid, Casey, Illinois. They were our arch rivals.
You went to Cumberland.
I went to Cumberland.
Yeah.
And then he works at Martinsville, another team that was a rival.
Oh, they sure were.
So that's how it goes there for you.
Well,
he's doing well too.
At least he can, he can go walk around and take a look at great big chairs.
Yeah.
In Casey.
No, they got all kinds of stuff.
What's he doing working in Martinsville? Is he coaching? Is he teaching?
So if you're on any of their games this year, which is really neat, I wish I didn't have a game. I think it's December 19th. Martinsville, he's the JV coach, comes down to play South Central, who's another former player, Landon Zerlini's team.
I'll take a look at our schedule.
Man, that would be...
I'll see what I have going
I know where Crystal's going that night, and it's not to watch her husband. But that's okay. I wish I could go.
Well, thank you very much for being here, Scott. Appreciate it. Folks, we'll see you next time on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Have a great day.